I can.
What's up, everybody? It's me, San Martin, and we are here at the Back Alley Wine Bar, hence the name of the whole show called The Bob Chronicles. We have a special guest. You're going to love her name. I mean, sincerely, you're going to love her name. And we have the best co-host ever. But you guys got to have to wait for it because we do it like this. Wait for it.
I've been down there, looking for the silver lining, but no matter what, we always find it. So maybe you should just get lost.
Oh my gosh, we're at it again. This week we're actually in the Bob. I mean, we really do miss this place because last time, don't get me wrong, you guys were cool. We love to have you guys, but I mean, we love this.
We missed the wine.
Yeah.
Let's get it straight. We missed the wine. Sincerely.
And when this show started, it was all because I was actually looking at Bob Back Alley Wine Bar's Instagram, and it was like, look at my job for the day, and it was 3 bottles of wine. I'm like, what you do with those? And then obviously in the headline it says I'm tasting them. That's my job for the day. And so I was like, how do I get and be a part of that? And so next thing you know, here's the show. And on this show, we like to go ahead and talk about people that are not talk about them, talk with them. Or we will talk about some people.
I promise not to leave the room. so you can't.
So we can go ahead and talk about it in general. But needless to say, with the host with the most is the one that is actually helping out with this show. So tell everybody who you are and what makes you famous.
I'm Rochelle. I'm not famous, but I keep coming back.
She's famous.
But we're here with Downtown Julie Brown to talk about Prescott Area Shelter Services.
And you guys know about it. So tell everybody your role, who you are. I mean, I already got your name on the thing, but tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm the Director of Marketing for Prescott Area Shelter Services, and everyone knows it as PASS. I can't tell the community how much we want to thank you for wrapping your arms around PASS and all that we do. So we were founded in 2007 in the basement of a church.
What?
And it was sort of a test. It was like a winter need, and let's see. And it was an obvious need. And then we progressed to move to having our own home and taking care of our community. So the shelter, PASS, takes care of women with children, and female vets who are homeless. And I don't know if you can imagine going a week without a shower, living in the back of your car, or in a tent in the summertime. But to be in that sort of place, you've been places, and places that we need to work on and help them through. So we bring in folks, and we're an emergency shelter. We bring in our guests, and we give them a place to live. Hot coffee in the morning, dinner at night. It's a 26-bed dormitory, and you can go to our website, and that is prescottshelters.org. And you can see a video, and it will do a quick tour through our facility. But we have 26 beds, and in last year, even in the height of COVID, we were able to serve 87 women, serve 27 kids, and have an 84% transition to housing, permanent housing.
I think
That's a huge percentage.
It's huge. It's huge. And I think what we all have to really consider and keep green, if you will, is that you're not too far from it yourself. You're one health ailment away. You're one, bad situation. I mean, talk about everything that everybody has been through this last couple of years. Losing your job and rent going up and being sick for a month can put you in a pretty devastating place pretty quickly for most people. So to have a support system like that, where you can go and get you back on your feet when you really do have the drive and motivation, but maybe not the wherewithal or the know-how to get back on your feet.
And sometimes it's just taking a moment. It's sitting there and saying, okay, I can have a hot cup of coffee, I have a shower, I have a bed, I'm safe. Now what? And we have a case manager and through case management, we get mental health if it's necessary. We've had folks come to us with nothing but a purse. This one gal, she and her boyfriend broke up, moved out. She was 26. She had a car, loaded it up with all her belongings, parked it somewhere. It was broken into, so she had a purse and a car with a broken window. And it's to be safe, to have the feeling of that safety net. And then we walk through with them if it's getting a driver's license, if it's getting an ID, if it's getting on access, and where they're supporting their family and guests stay with us for up to 90 days. And they cannot be in a current abusive situation because our address is on our website and we're very well known. But I will tell you that in teaching some of our guests and helping and supporting them, there may have been some of that in the past. So, but you're right, it could happen to anyone.
It's pretty interesting, the services that people need. I mean, for one, when people can get away from their judgment of what gets you to homelessness or to even just struggling for up to 90 days, because you can be homeless and you're not a lifer. It just happens for a period of time. But sometimes it is as simple as losing your driver's license and an address, and then you can't rebuild that. You have to have an address. You have to have a place you can check your mail. You have to be able to know how to use the computer. And sometimes you get to a generation of people who are maybe in their 50s that have been plumbers most of their life. Well, that's not a skill set they have. Making a resume, sending it out, and getting another job is like, getting hit by a bus. You're like, I don't know what to do here.
And our world of internet is so overwhelming. There's so many different places you can go to look for jobs. There's not one place. It used to be you'd go down to the post office and it would be on the bulletin board. Now I'm dating my age, but it's overwhelming. And when you're in a place of need, you need all those safety things to calm down so that you can look at it as a to-do list and actually face it.
I need one of those every day.
My gosh, I mean, ideally we start the thing off by cheersing, but this is a great conversation to the point. Wait, I want to tap it before you guys go. But this is a great conversation. I put the phone number on the screen. So guys, if you guys are in need, or if you guys need some help, or even direction, counseling, whatever it may be, and you see this episode, go ahead and use the phone number that is on the screen, and also on the bottom here is where you'll find all this information. But I'm going to cheers right now because ideally we kind of always talk about the why too, and we want to get back to more of what you're doing because I see that there's an event. But let's do this.
Oh yes.
Cheers.
Please. Perfect hump day. Salud.
Salud, guys.
Salud.
She already knows the rules, I bet.
All right, you gotta twirl it.
Swirl, yeah.
Yeah, swirl it, twirl it. And then the reason for this is to aerate the wine and obviously get all the
Put your nose in it.
whatever it may be. And then obviously sniff and then
Sip.
It's kind of sweet, but not overly sweet. What do you taste, Martine?
goodness. And the only reason why is because this is literally my favorite brand, and it's from Arizona, right?
Represent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I did a reel, because the reels is a real thing going on right now. Anyways, I did one with Arizona, and I that day I was like, dude, I'm in love with this wine, and you can find it right here at Back Alley Wine Bar, downtown Prescott, Arizona, on the famous Whiskey Row. Behind the famous Whiskey Row in the famous alleyway. It's a safe zone. I think it's a safe zone.
Yeah.
And obviously this is a very, very serious conversation, because people do get in those predicaments, in those positions in life, and where do they have the opportunity to find help within our community and feel safe in our community? So this is like a housing and job placement as well.
And mental health. So we have the community support. We've got all the offerings to state support. We are not federally funded. We do write for grants, and then from those grants we receive funds, but then they often come tied to something. So we may have a grant to improve our building or to paint the building, but you can't use that to bring in and people to do training. So I train once a month, and mine is more career driven. We have an accountant who comes in and teaches people how to balance their checkbook, how a debit card is not a money tree, and how to actually use it and create a budget and stick to it. So there's just a lot of components to it. And a lot of folks say, well, how can I help? Well, we accept donations. The things that we need the most are dishwashing Cascade dishwashing tablets. We need anything that a woman would need, whether it's personal hygiene, to stamps, to send out thank you cards when the community supports us, to paper towels, deodorant, shampoos, things like that. So just reaching out to the community and saying these are the things we need. And then we have our upcoming event.
How do they make those donations? If someone wants to donate, I wish we could get 10 cans of the Cascade dish detergent, but how would they make that donation?
So they can just drop it off at the shelter.
Okay.
We have a volunteer there staffed Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. And that's at 336 North Rush Street, or you can Google Pass. And that's 1 block away from Yavapai College's entrance. So we're just 1 block towards the Texaco. And you can drop it off if you're not looking for a deduction receipt. You can drop it off on the porch anytime, day or night. But then you can go to our website. We keep a laundry list of our needs, as well as you can donate money.
We usually kind of wrap here on like what are some cool ideas for the businesses and the entities that we're interviewing, and I'm almost thinking like if a restaurant or a business, local business, could just do a drive for a day, like you get $10 off your meal for bringing in a bottle of Cascade or some toilet paper. I mean, that'd be so cool. Come on, businesses, join us.
Yeah, it happened. Well, speaking of which, I mean, there's obviously a lot of opportunities. We were involved in one of the coolest events that's happened in Prescott, and it's kind of like one of those things that are going to be a reoccurring event called the Festival of Trees. And obviously, you guys are very well known for this past holiday season, and it brought a lot of attention for this amazing. It's nonprofit.
We are a nonprofit, yes,
So
and
it's
we're
not-
part of the Arizona tax credit.
Yes, and the nonprofit organization really does a genuine thing here in the community. And so when we jumped on board, it was like the story that we felt like we were trying to tell was exactly what you're trying to do for the community that are, thinking that they're lost. I mean, this is a crazy world that we live in. I mean, a countless amount of people. Do you have a statistic of how many homeless people are in the Yavapai County or even in our area?
I don't. I can tell you how many that we've served. And when folks come to us, sometimes they are in a situation where either we're full or they don't fit our services. We partner with other groups in the Yavapai County.
Yeah, there's a few.
So that we can get them in the right place to help them the best. And that's what's the most important to us. So we work very closely with all these other folks.
Back to Festival of Trees, we are very excited to announce that this year we are partnering with PAPS again. So we will be in benefit of the program and hope to double our money.
We hope so.
Yes, well, I mean, this last year, I mean, just because I know the timeline and stuff, and not having the ability to really, really promote, but just to go ahead and start it right now, today, and
This weekend.
Yeah.
we'll start this weekend and promoting it, but this is a huge deal. If we do it right, we'll be able to, double what was made last time.
13,000, yeah.
13,000 was
direct
donated,
donation
yeah.
to
That is
Prescott.
very big, and I think that you can double that because ultimately that event is really festive. I mean, hence Festival of Trees.
It was so fun though. I
It
mean,
was
just
a
looking
lot
at
of
everybody's
fun.
creativity and how the different businesses came together and how like special it was to people to do, and then having the families come through. It was so much. Honestly, it was one of
My
things.
favorite thing about it was when we were walking through there, obviously there was a bunch of people that donated as far as like the local businesses. And they're like, wow, if I would have known that the 5 foot was smaller than the other ones, I would have got the other ones because they just wanted to see it bigger. And then I was like, okay, I see how that worked. And now they're like, we're going to buy the bigger trees. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a big event.
It
for
was
sure.
so cool
It
to see families like buying for other families. Oh, they're newlyweds. Let's make them like have this special, beautiful tree
Yes.
in there, and then also give back at the same time. And it gets delivered, and you're like, "Oh, this just happened."
Several-
Everyone put Christmas together.
Several of
Please.
Ceci's clients were like, oh man, we just bought that tree. And I was like, that is so freaking cool because
Yeah.
they were like, and plus they didn't have to do nothing.
Nothing.
And it's
Right,
there.
delivered, completely decorated, with the ornaments wired on, right to your
Sign,
home or
seal,
office.
delivered.
Oh.
Christmas happens like
And,
that.
and I
Yeah.
know we're not promoting it yet, but let's promote
We
it.
are.
So the best part about it was able, you're able to go ahead and hire somebody to actually decorate the tree. So it's like a win-win. You give back to the community, you be able to go ahead and show it to the community, and the community will go ahead and bid on that. And that bid war was like, wow,
Yes, it was. It
that was
crazy.
insane. So people were just walked up and they're like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it.
It was so fun. It was a challenge. I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to put together the back end of that, and it was quite a challenge to make sure it all worked properly. I mean, I was sitting there like, oh, please don't let it break. The whole time.
Yeah, at one point we lost internet and just in the facility, and people are like, "Oh, I wanted to buy that tree, but I couldn't." And we're like, "Give it a minute. You'll be able to in a minute."
Everybody's standing over me like, Rochelle, is it working? Is it working? Is it working?
Yes,
I can make it work, no problem. Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I got somebody that knows somebody that has internet.
Yeah, that's right.
So the big thing is though, it's all about finding that placement. I mean, because that transition is very, very huge because it either makes you or breaks you. And sometimes just a breath of air could actually help and save your life and your children's life because you do house children at the same time, right?
Right. Last year we served 27 kids that were with us for up to 90 days each. And when you think
That's a
about,
lot.
you multiply that, the total number of bed nights, the total number of nights that somebody slept in a bed that we, because of what the community gives to us, were able to accommodate was 5,750 bed nights.
Just to think about, also, I know I've seen the past home, and it's not a shelter. It's not a cot. It's not feeling like a failure. I mean, you have to put yourself in the position of the mothers who are there trying their best, whatever their situation is, whatever their, rough patch is, doesn't really matter. They're there with their kids because they're trying. They're trying.
Yep.
And it's nice to know that they're in a place that doesn't feel like failure.
We
Because
had
it
a-
all feels like failure.
Yeah, we had an amazing time decorating all the ornaments for the past tree for the Festival of Trees. And through Christmas, we had 2 families with 7 children. And they were ranging from like 3 to 11 or 12. And, because of our volunteers and because of our great community support, it looked like Santa Claus brought his entire sleigh to the past shelter. So, their hearts were full, their bellies were full. We have people who even deliver on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Can I tell a
So-
story real quick?
Yeah.
So
Stories are in.
when I was
Let's
a
go.
kid, we lived in Oklahoma, single mom, and there was a grocery store at the street. It was Food Lion.
Food line, yeah.
And they had a thing where all of the people that worked at the grocery store bought a toy, and they did a drawing for the family. And we became that family that year. And so my little brother and I, we were not. There was nothing happening. If St. Vincent de Paul didn't provide it, or some community service didn't provide it, there wasn't a thing. And we had that Christmas, and to this day, it's so impactful. So impactful. My grandmother actually made us turn around and take, if we got duplicates of toys, we had to go to the neighborhood that wasn't so, good, well off, and actually go door to door and hand out the duplicates. So it turned into this hugely impactful moment in my life. So to
Sure.
know that other families and kids get the opportunity to experience that in even a small way, I'm gonna cry, but I know what that's like, and it's so valuable. What you're doing is so incredible, and the support of the community is absolutely necessary to make it happen.
And we have over 200 volunteers, so that
That's
either
huge,
deliver
too.
meals to us, or we have a person who sleeps at our shelter overnight, just for an emergency sake, whether it's a medical emergency, fire. It's big on our thought patterns right now. But we have somebody who actually stays in the shelter overnight to be able to react. And we only have 3 paid employees at our organization that are full-time. So everything else that we do for 5,700 bed nights is volunteers or part-time folks.
That's a big, big deal. And I think it's a good reason for you guys to go ahead and check out their page and do all the good things. But here I come back to a little bit of our reality, because we love wine. And obviously this is what the show's all about. We got to give our love back to Back Alley Wine Bar here in downtown Prescott, Arizona, because they obviously offer this on the off hours, which is really, really cool. And they are open at 2:00 every day, and they close when you are done partying, which is around 12 o'clock.
Wait, can we do something different?
Okay.
I mean, I know
Okay.
Julie's other talent is as a wine connoisseur.
Ooh.
So we should really get into a little detail, a little information about this wine.
Hey, these girls were going off on this. All I know is yum, yum good. So girls, take it away. Let's tell everybody a little bit about this one.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Let's go.
So this wine, it's not overly sweet. It is a blend. It has a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc, a little bit of Chardonnay in it, but it also has some Viognier and a little bit of Muscat. Would be amazing with a little bit of spice.
I don't know if
It
you're going
would-
for the job right now for our wine chronicles, but you're in.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You don't get paid, but we do so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I get paid in wine, you know.
This is how it works.
That's right. But so this wine is made here in Arizona. It has a really cute name. It's a Tassie. And for those who are the Sutter Home white Zinfandel, this would be a little more sophisticated crossover because it's got some sweetness and some floral notes.
There's another what's the word? Grape. Thank you. Grape in there. Movado Bianca.
Right, and
Right.
that is a Portuguese grape.
Oh,
It's used in a lot of Portugal and Spanish wines.
okay.
It's a very soft blended wine, and it's just sort of tying everything together. But I don't know if you know anything about Viognier. It's got a lot of floral notes, so that's where you're picking up the flowers in there.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of very distinct flavor actually.
Yeah.
Like, as it kind of sits on your palate, it's got a dryness, but yeah, I still taste the what's the one?
The floral notes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got it's got a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc, so it's not overly sweet, but it definitely could hold up to a barbecue. It would be able to do some Thai food with it, anything with a little bit of a kick.
And now I'm hungry.
What the heck, man? I love
all
this.
the time.
See,
So-
Rochelle, this is what we're supposed to have every time we come in here about the wine. So this is going to be one of those moments where we love to drink it, you love to talk about it. We're in.
We all love to drink it.
Yeah,
Let's not get it twisted.
That's right. Break out the pico de gallo.
So
This is a good wine for
I
it.
know.
the part about this whole thing is that you can find it right here at the Back Alley Wine Bar in downtown.
Ooh,
Prescott,
And on
Arizona.
Tuesdays, that bottle is $5 off.
Say what?
Yes, exactly. And I think I know that there's a bunch of others that are 10% off, some of that are $5 off. So definitely come down on Tuesdays. It's also their open mic night.
Ooh, and they got the Arizona wine flight, so you can't go wrong with that.
Ooh.
And I love the Arizona wine. So shout out to all you Arizona wine drinkers and wine makers. We need to go on tour.
We can go to-
Tour.
Yeah, I do want a job as a wine taster. It'll be
Yes.
great.
With that being said, let me go ahead and cheers you guys one more time.
Cheers.
Wait. We got to go through some myths because I want to talk about the
Myths?
cheers.
Yes.
So when you cheers, is it custom to look at people in the eye or is it custom to go ahead
I
and
look at
just
people in the eye all the time. It's
That's
much.
why she's so effective.
specifically
Right?
when you cheers though? So Ceci one day, she goes, you do it when looking people in the eye. And you're
Right.
just like, and you know,
I can type on my computer and look at somebody in the eye. That gets creepy.
That's tough. I
dude,
skipped
have
that
you,
type of
okay,
class.
I'm gonna squirrel real quick. Did you guys see that meme where the girl's like, my friend has a weird way of laughing where she doesn't make no movement. She can just go ahead and laugh like profusely, like, and all of a sudden she focuses on the person and she's laughing hysterically, and her face is like this. And I'm like, ooh. Anyways,
She could be a politician.
oh my God. With that being said, tell everybody once again how to get a hold of you. And if you guys haven't noticed, on the bottom of this, we've been scrolling through there and talking about one of the events that they have going on. I will go ahead and put it up on the screen right now.
We've been talking about Festival Trees. The sold out tea is this weekend, and that's like 200 and something people.
Yep, we've got 210 people coming to Spring Back in Time,
And
our 12th annual afternoon tea, and it's going to be held at the Sam Hill Warehouse. And no, you can't walk in; it is sold out, but super cool and fun. And we are going to have a hat contest for those of you who've already got your tickets. And I've got my hat.
Oh, I have to
Nice.
get working on that. As a volunteer, can I be in the hat contest?
Yes, you can be in the hat contest.
That's volunteering.
wait, how come I didn't get invited to this?
Oh, you can come volunteer 10 a.m. time to open the truck.
Right. Break out the muscles. Moving in
Where?
and setting
I'll
up.
be
Where?
there. I'll be there, and some of the ladies from the Miss Arizona pageant will also be there supporting and helping out.
Yes. So we will be posting on
I
our
don't know why
Facebook
I didn't
page.
get, is it a girl thing? Is that the reason why I
Well, it
didn't get
is a tea. No, we do need help.
Well, men don't like to drink tea.
So it's tea. We've got an old fashioned, and we've got a
See?
julep.
That's a man thing right there. Old fashioned.
Right.
Wait, do you like old fashions?
I like old fashions, but I prefer a glass of wine. I'm a wine girl.
Well, I'm a wine guy too.
And we're going to have wine at the tea. We also have a silent auction, a live auction, a raffle. We are raising funds because, again, to remind you, we don't get any federal funds for PASS. So it's just simply grants and community support. So this is our big annual fundraiser. And last year it was virtual. And I'm going to tell you that it was twice as much work as doing a live tea. So excited to be back in person and to see many
We want
of
you
the
in
volunteers
person.
and supporters.
Come out.
And on
have
that
some fun.
note, if you like the guests we have, if you want to be a guest to the show, please like, subscribe, reach out. We, are very, very much geared to educating everybody on what's going on in the community and what local businesses are doing and how we can be in support of one another.
And also tell
drinking
you guys how to drink a bottle of wine.
A bottle.
I have to share it.
All you got to do is just grab two of your closest friends, start BSing about some good things in life, and then obviously enjoy a bottle of wine. With that being said, I'm out of here. You guys go have some
Bye,
fun. I
guys.
hope you guys did your drinking with us, and maybe next time.
Join us next week. If you didn't today, come on down, get a bottle. Join us next week. We'll see you again. We'll see you then.
Bye.
I